All right, guys, welcome to my channel today. Today we're going to take a look at this Cyberbike. This is the Cyclone RX. I've done a couple things to the bike. I put the pedals on it, so those aren't the ones that came on it. I put this bottle cage on it, and I put the seat on it. Now, this seat is a 3D printed seat, so that's kind of interesting there. This is a mid-drive 750 watt motor, and we've got an 8-speed on this thing. We've got big brakes. We've got a lot of stuff going on. So let's take a look at this bike. And what else do we got? The seat comes right up. It's pretty neat, guys. So let's take a look at it. Alright guys, when your Cyberbike is delivered, it's going to come in a box like this, and you're going to have to open it up. It is very well packed, and I'm going to show you what, look at this thing. There's foam all over it. It's really packed in there. There was no damage on this bike. This is a little package that comes in the box, and it's got a bunch of things that I'm going to show you. It's got everything you need to put this bike together. This is a light for it, but I did end up buying the light that had 3 lights on it. This thing's got a manual on it. You can scan that barcode and it'll show you how to put the bike together. We got a pump on this to adjust the shocks on it. And this is what I did. I pulled this thing out of the box after I took the wheel out of it, and once I got it out of the box, I was able to start taking the foam off this thing by cutting the tie wraps off this thing. I wish they used reusable tie wraps on these things. I can't tell you how many tie wraps I've cut off these bikes. It's ridiculous. So, and they do make reusable ones. I really wish they would use them. So, first thing you got to do is put the handlebars on this bike. We're going to roughly put them on. We'll make some adjustments on it when we're done, and we'll get it so it's lined up with the front tire. But right now I'm just trying to put these things on and make it easier. I'm going to roughly try to put it into a position where it's in line with the tire when we end up putting the tire on the bike, which we will be doing soon. Again, this bike was very well preserved with all this foam on it. Now I'm taking off some of the rest of the stuff so we can get the rest of this bike together. I'm getting really excited about the coloring on this bike. I love it. Very well done. Guys, thank you for putting together a bike like this. This thing's awesome for the money. We're going to put the front tire on this thing. We got a through axle on this thing, so we got to put it on. And, make sure you take that clip out of the brake before you start sliding the tire on. Now I'm putting the pedals on now. Guys, there's a right and a left pedal, so you got to know that. And it threads on differently. Just know that. Putting the pedal on the opposite side now. And now I'm going to fine tune the handlebars, get the brakes in the right position so they feel comfortable for me. And everybody's going to be different. So, move them around and play with it. We have a 40-tooth chainring on this. These pedals were bought from Cyberbike. They're beautiful. These arms are 165 millimeters. The suspension on this bike is very nice, and we have a DNM shock on it. The cassette on this bike is a 8-speed 1134. We have an Acera derailleur on it because it's an 8-speed. The weight of this bike, by the way, is 55.5 pounds. We have Maxxis tires on this. You have a 27.5 by 2.4 rear tire on this. You have 203 millimeter rotors, and their branded brakes are Cyberbike. I put this seat on there. The tire tread is very nice on this bike. You have a through axle on the back to make things faster. And again, here's your brake, which is branded Cyberbike. You have a kickstand on this bike, which I'm not all that crazy about, and I'm taking it off. You got a Star Union motor on it with a 750 peak. You have a Wolf front fork on this bike too, and again you have a through axle on the front, and you've got a nice rotor up here, 203 millimeters. You've got a lockout on this, and you've also got adjustment on the shock. Here is the lock for the battery. You got a 13 amp hour battery in here, nicely painted just like the bike, so you don't even know it's there. There's your DNM shock again with your adjustments here, and you can adjust this the way you want it. Cyberbike, guys. Your front tire is 29 by 24. You've got nice tread on it, and you've got, this is their special light, their 3-beam light, and I bought it extra. It's nice. Your cable management's very well done, I believe, on this bike. I like it. You've got a nice bar on this bike. The brakes are hydraulic. Awesome brakes on this thing. And both sides matching. Again, the handlebar on this is a Pro Max. The hand grips on this are very nice. They're very comfortable. This is your controller for the bike. You turn it on here and you passes. You've got the throttle that I paid extra for. Your dropper post control is right here. So that controls your dropper post, which is over here. So up and down, really nice, guys. Your screen is really nice. It's built into the frame. I like the fact that it's stealthy. You've got your 8-speed controller here. Again, the handle grips, very nice. Again, we'll take a look at this cable management on this bike. It's done really well, routed through the frame, both sides, really nice there. The geometry on the suspension on the 2005 is different from the 2004. The other one had the shock going in the other direction, so this is different this year. I love the screen built into the frame. It's a very stealth e-bike. All right, guys, we're out here on the Cyberbike today. We're taking it for its first real ride. Other than up and down my street, I have not taken it out. I've done a couple things to this bike already to make it more comfortable for me. I changed out the handlebars, I changed out the grips, and just to try to make it so that I don't want to lean over too much. The other bars are totally flat. These have a mild rise to it, so it gets it back a little bit when the seat's all the way up. This does have a dropper post on it, so I'm up pretty high. This thing rides out pretty good though. It definitely feels more like a real bike, but that's what these mid-drives do. And I've only got it in pedal assist 3, but it only goes to 5, so it's pretty high. I did pay extra for the throttle on this, so we can throttle this bike. Throttling it now to see how fast it'll go. Of course, we're coming down to a hill, but I think it cuts out at 20. But I bought the lights for this. Battery operated light in the back came with it. But I bought the 3 triple, whatever the heck they called it, light for the front. Basically 3 lights strung together that look like the other light. So I put this little tiny mirror on. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've got this little tiny mirror here, and it folds in, so it's part of the handlebars. You won't believe what this mirror costs, but it's good for the mountain bike because I can fold it in when I'm in the woods and I don't have to deal with the light all over the place, and I can see what the cars are doing, so it works for me. So I put a 3D printed seat on his bike, and it was pretty hard, so I got a gel seat on it right now. The 3D printed seat is supposed to be a really good seat, so I am going to put it back on and try to get used to it. But I was like, nah, not yet. I'll get used to it. I'm not used to a skinny seat to start with, so. But this thing feels pretty nice, I'll tell you. So we've got quite a few things on the screen. Tells you the mileage you've gone, so there's a trip meter in it. There's your max speed, there's your average speed, pretty much like everything else that they have. So, but like I said, it's really slim, nice. It sits down here. I like it. I like this bike was well thought out to play with other mountain bikers, let's put it that way. So you wouldn't at a glance know that this thing's an e-bike. You have to go, oh geez, it's, you know, the front tube's pretty big on it, but the battery's painted the same color, so it kind of stealthy. All right, we're pouring on the speed here a little bit. We're at 21 miles an hour on the GPS. Let's see what it is on the bike. 17, so it's pretty close. Let's see, 17, 18, and that's 17. Yeah, it's real close. So this thing only has a 13 amp hour battery in it, so, but it's a mid-drive, and that makes a big difference. You're going to contribute a lot more to pedaling on a mid-drive. So we in pedal assist 2 right now. This bike feels really good. Seat not so much, but not used to that, like I said. Bunny. I almost took the kickstand off this thing because on the road it clanks around a little bit. And I thought about it. I still might. Not to pass up to 3. Full suspension feels really good on these little moguls we got going on here. So being a mid-drive, guys, you always got to remember to shift this thing. And this throttle doesn't work unless you're moving, so it won't work from a stop. Now, I got a guy I work with, he's got a Trek mountain bike, real nice one. And he says, I got my tires too hard. I got them at 32. Told me he runs about 23 in his. But I'm not used to running that low pressure in my tires, but we'll find out. This bike does a nice job though. Booting right along here though. So far no battery bars down yet, and we're almost 8 miles into this trek. Yeah, the only reason why I was thinking about putting different gears on the back of this thing and get a real tall, like 50, 52 tooth in the back there for going up hills and stuff. So there's only a 34 in it, I think, right now. I mean, it's an e-bike, so they figure you're gonna make up the difference, I guess, with the motor, but I don't know. I kind of think I might like to put a bigger gear in it. No tools tonight, so I better not break down. It's gonna be more mountain biking for sure. That's what I want to hit. No, this went up that hill a lot better than the trike did. Hear that kickstand? Yeah, that kickstand might be history. So this is climbing some pretty nasty stuff here.
So yeah, this bike, like I said, first time out, and it's doing well. So we're almost 11 miles into this ride. One battery bar down. It's been down for a little bit. Be nice out here, guys. Don't even have a patch kit with us, so good thing the tires are nice and rock hard so that I won't pinch the tube. There's a lot of trails off of this thing. I'm going to be hitting those things for sure. Not tonight though. I don't want to be out here too late. There's that kickstand again, guys. But yeah, that kickstand may be history. I mean, when I'm out riding, I'm going to be riding it. I can always put it on the ground or put the rear tire against a tree and it holds the whole bike up. Just like a regular mountain bike. Just have to get a little stand from the garage, so maybe I'll Amazon a stand tonight. So, carrying a spare tube on this bike is not something that you really can do because I got a 29-inch tire on the front and a 27.5 on the rear, so I'd have to carry 2 tubes. So a patch kit is a necessary thing. And I've collected some tools to put on this bike. I just got to figure out where I'm putting them. We got the shock down underneath here that takes up a good chunk of frame. And there's no rack on this. Really not even a place to put a second battery in this bike. So when they do come out with the bigger battery, I'm hoping it's going to be a 20 amp hour battery. I'll probably buy it. I hope they come in color though. I was worried after all the time I waited for this bike that I wasn't going to like it, but I like it. Like I said, I've already tweaked a couple things on this bike to make it mine. The owner of Cyberbike, I talked to him on the phone Monday or Tuesday. Nice guy. Sending me some swag, and they were originally supposed to send out the Raptor, and they sent this one by mistake. He's very apologetic. They were going to send the kit out to, it would have everything in it I'd need to change it over. And I told them, don't bother. I mean, I'm going to live with the bike the way it is. Would have only gone to a 10 speed, so I go from 8 to 10. That's not a big deal. Better shock in the front, but the shock's not bad, so I'm not going to beat the crap out of it downhill or anything like that. So I think I'm good on the front shock. The other thing was the quad brakes on it. So I've already ordered quad brakes anyways, so that we can have some real quality brakes here. How you doing? Makes it real easy to get on and off this bike when you hit the dropper post. And this is where we started from, guys. So we went all the way around the lake, reservoir. I don't think this is the same path we came in because I don't remember. There's patches of tar on this thing. Yeah, this is a different road. A lot of cars here. So this little mirror that I got works out good. Like I said, ridiculous price, but works out good. Now we're back to where we started. So the speedometer is very close on this, within tenths. I got a rack for the back of this thing. I could put a auxiliary battery, put a 30 amp hour battery on the back. But I'm gonna weight the bike down by another probably 12 pounds. But who cares at that point, I guess, because we'd have such a, you know, if I was gonna go far, I would like to, these trails go all over, I mean, probably hundreds of miles, and I'd like to check it out. And this battery's probably gonna limit me to, let's see what we got now, 16.6 miles, so probably the battery's gonna last about 22.5 maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to put a bell on this bike. I can put it right up here. I didn't want to load the handlebars up with junk, but a bell's important. How you doing? How you doing? 2 bars left, and we're at 18.4 miles. And a 1 battery bar, but we were pushing it there on the throttle for half a mile. So 20 miles out of a battery, roughly. 20 miles by the time we get home. All right, guys, this is going to wrap up our look at the Cyberbike. This thing is pretty special. I like it. I love the coloring on it. I like a lot of things about this bike. So what do you think about this bike? Let me know in the comments. And on your way out, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and thank you guys very much for watching.